Okay, here we go. So, um, Albrecht von der Sump, Master Albrecht von der Sump. You are the guild's master of the Untitled Traders Incorporated. Now, the Untitled Traders Company is sort of the masters of sail and shipwrights, and they're the ones that deal with foreign traders. And they're also responsible for all of the different goods that can come in to please the nobles. So you're very highly favored. And you've lined your pockets over these many years through these favors with nobles. On the other hand, there's this other element where you are the sort that has contact with foreign entities, whereas other merchants may not. And so what has happened is the guildsmen, the various guild heads, the Silver Smiths Guild and the Wainwrights Guild and all the different artisan guilds, they hate you. And in the chaos that's brewing in Dammerung as the fourth convocation approaches, a kind of meeting of all the heads of noble families, they're going to try to use it as an opportunity to take you out. And you know this. And so, you have also found that you've lost the favor of some noble houses. Some things start to disappear from under you. So you have these friends that you've developed, including a fallen Zweihander, which is a sort of ace that you have in your pocket right now. And even someone who knows nobles and deals with them all the time, Lord Maximilian von Spee, and a foreign mercenary. But you've also found texts of dark powers. And one has spoken to you and invited you to a meeting. Now, what you see here is not, in fact, the moon. You all have asked Alexandrite to stay away, and Albrecht, Maximilian, and Julianus, you have come to the docks outside the city. An old...
Probably just see me with my arms crossed, just like staring out towards the city.
Yeah, somewhere
Zoid.
else. Like staying
Yeah,
on guard or
completely
whatever.
covered in armor.
Yeah, keep an eye out during this drug deal. Let us know if the guards are coming.
Yeah. So you have to leave the city some ways, beyond the Dawnwater Rookery, beyond the rotting and festering, smelling sewage parts of the city to the west, to parts of the city that were under construction in better days and then fell into disuse. And you're here on these docks with this rotted, foul-smelling wood and swampy waters gently lapping against the dock. And eventually, something starts to bob in the water, and you see ripples in multiple places. And then faces bob out of the water in these inhuman, dull, glaring eyes coming up out of the water. This is not a moon. And in fact, you wouldn't even know what a moon is, because there's no moon in Dammerung. There's no moonlight here. But there's this giant, cancerous orb filling the sky in front of you. And it looks motionless, except if you look closely, it's almost like the entire surface of it seems to like rotate around a single point. Impossibly large, like a world itself, and it makes you dizzy to look at it. And the faces are bobbing and holding spears, and then the water out away from you starts to burble, and this massive figure starts to rise out of the water, and the size of a colossus. This creature rises up out of the water. It looks as if it has a giant, expressionless mask and huge robes, and it rises up to about its chest, like a huge statue up out of the water. Except that things that make up its hands are almost like giant sea serpents, all writhing amongst each other. And sometimes, like, one will crawl out from under the mask and then splash into the water and then crawl back again, constantly writhing. And it says, maggots, kneel before your master.
Blood.
Have I seen this thing before?
You have never seen this thing before.
Who are you?
Make a resolve check. What is Lord Maximilian doing?
Whenever it instructed us to kneel, I'll sort of get down on one knee, incline my head, and do a really extravagant waving motion with both my hands.
Like you would, like if you were like in a noble court, like
Yeah.
a flourish.
But also like kind of over the top, like I'm kind of making fun of this. I imagine that's how he does noble interactions.
Right.
All right, now. Okay, go on.
Oh no, I was going to say this is a challenging skill test.
Right, I was about to find out how skill tests work. Now, my roll is 70. Do I add that to my willpower? Or I'm trying to roll under my willpower.
You want to roll under your willpower plus another minus 10.
It's another minus.
Minus 10 to the roll or to the willpower?
To the willpower. So if your willpower is 30, let's say that it's
No,
80.
no.
Oh,
All right,
go ahead.
no, my willpower is 58, so I wanted to roll a 48 or less, is what you're saying.
Yep.
All right, so then I failed.
Okay. You ask that question, and everybody else kind of bows, and you start to feel something wet, and you realize dark, venous blood is coming from your mind, and you hear your brain pounding. And make a peril check to see if you start going down the peril track as the starts to pound against your brain.
All right, how do I make a peril check?
Let's see.
Well, it's a D percentage system, right?
Yeah, actually, so what I would do is it would try to overcome your peril threshold. And I'm gonna. It's basically a god, so I'm just gonna. I'll still roll though and see if
Can
you
I
can.
cast my Aegis spell?
Which one? Which one?
What's this spell do? It's just called Aegis.
Okay. Aegis, I think, is a generalist spell, and Aegis offers you protection against attacks. So, yeah, you can attempt.
Is this an attack? It feels like an attack.
Yeah, it's not like this is mentally harming you, not physically. I'm looking at the peril track right now. But yeah, let's see if it can protect you. See if you can invoke the Aegis from the winds of magic.
All right, my first spell. Let's see if it does me any good. So I do an incantation check.
So let's see. You I gotta bring up the Aegis.
Oh, and then I gotta fuel it. First I fuel it, so that's gonna be a D6.
I will also say that you have one reagent for each of your spells. So you'll need to find a wooden shield and splinter it to cast it in the future. But that won't be hard to do. And you have the money for
Okay.
it. You have the
Oh,
money if you need to
yeah.
do
Okay,
that.
it's a material component kind of spell system. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's
All right.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, okay. All right, so I have one, and I'm prepared to cast each spell once in my pockets. All right, is what you're saying.
Yeah. But you
All
can
right.
get more if you want.
All right, now to cast the spell, I roll incantation.
So the next thing you would do is decide in advance how much power you want to channel from chaos. Every time you channel one, you add a d6, but you also reduce the spell threshold by 10. So what is your incantation? What is it? Like
Well, I have a willpower of 58
58.
and a 1 dot in incantation.
So 48, right? So if you add another die, you get 38. Add another die, 28. Or I'm sorry, the opposite. Sorry. No, and it's the opposite. You said your willpower is 48?
58.
58. So then it's 68 because you want to roll under. And then if you add chaos, it can become 78, 88, and so on, become easier.
All right. But I already have to roll 1 chaos to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll go for 2.
Okay.
It makes it a 1 in 3 chance.
Now you roll an incantation check. So
All right.
That would be, it goes up to 68 now because you already have 1 and then you added 1, right?
Well, I have willpower 58 plus incantation would
68.
make it 68.
So
And then I
78.
added a chaos day, so I'm 78.
Okay.
I rolled 77.
You got a critical success because you passed and you got matching dice. So it says on a critical success, you are immune to damage inflicted by ranged weapons as well, and you add 3 to your damage threshold. Now this is not as the book has it, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. So I'm going to add 3 to your peril threshold. What is your willpower?
58.
So 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 3 is 11. So he has to roll 11 in order to overcome. So I'm going to say that you save against it. What does it look like when you like pull from like the winds of magic and create this shield and avoid this?
I create a swirling disc of energy with my hands, and his attack just bounces off of it.
So everybody else is kneeling, and you have this swirling thing of energy, and you're able to hold on to your mind, is what happens.
All right, but I still have to roll 2d6, right?
Yes, for your chaos.
Bam.
You go up your corruption track all the way to the top. So at the end of the session tonight, you will gain a disorder, chaos disorder.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All 9. Oh, I fill in all these dots.
Yep.
All right, awesome.
And then you start over. So
Awesome.
you automatically gain a disorder, and in addition, you didn't roll a 6, so a chaos manifestation didn't happen.
All right.
Okay. This being looks down at you, and like these giant serpent-like things just falling from its face and hands that it's made of, and it says, "If you do not wish to serve Rathun, what do you wish from us?"
I had no idea you were the one I was meeting. I may wish to serve you. I am a negotiator. I don't enter into bargains without knowledge. It is my nature. I do apologize profusely, and I do beg you forgiveness.
Oh man! So make a fellowship check of your choice, including bargain if you want, and you can do it with roll to succeed. So you'll roll D100 3 times. Or I'm sorry, you'll roll it, and whichever digit is better for you, you'll pick.
All right, so Fellowship 43, bargain 1 dot, so that's 53, right?
Right.
All right, so, and then I roll 52, which succeeds anyways.
Yeah, and you actually got a 25 because flipping to
Oh,
succeed.
so I could take, because I want to get as low as possible,
Right.
you're saying.
Yeah.
All right.
So it it bends down and it draws close to you all and looms, and you realize that these like serpent things are probably like, I don't know, 10 feet long and 4 feet wide. These long wriggling worms, and it seems to make up its entire body as it like looms over you, like 40, 50 feet tall, and dropping into the water. It'll lose a finger, and then another worm will take its place. And it says, Rathun does wish to bestow his grace. You would be chosen, just a few maggots of an infinity. It is for Rathun to devour the city. It is his to do with as he will. He will help you to defeat the interlopers.
Will you help me to build my own base of power? For I have many enemies that are conspiring against me.
Your enemies are but maggots. The graceful flame of Rathun will easily devour the whole city. The oracles lie. I hate to keep, but you guys are Dammerungian. The oracles are like the church here. The oracles lie, as you know. If we would grant you this power, you must do something for us.
What power would you grant me, and what must I do for it?
We will bring your enemies to swift and easy ruin, and we will save the city from its impending doom, for interlopers which wish to consume the morsel that is Rathun's to own.
I'm amenable to this power. What must I do for it?
The oracles, undo them.
Gladly, but what do you mean by undo them? Do you want me to kill them? I mean, to like blackmail them? Do you want me to like expose their sins to the public? All the above?
Expose. Expose their lies. Make your way into the elven manor. Obtain the false prophecy. Secrecy or brutality, whichever you wish. Take your time, but not less than 7 days. And like 7 serpents like rise up and then
Wait,
fall
not
off into
less than 7 days or not more than 7 days?
not more than 7 days.
All right.
For the interlopers' plans will come to fruition. Give
So within the week, go to the Elven Manor. I need a secretary. Someone write this down. Okay. And obtain the what now?
the
Let me write
false
this down.
prophecy.
The false prophecy. It's a book. It's what?
You would know what he's talking about in all likelihood. The entire religion of Dammerung hinges on a prophecy called the Geritect, which people believe that this is like the apocalypse right now. They believe that the Geritect says that a devil will come to test the faithful of Dammerung, and those who are faithful will survive, and the rest will perish. And the Geritect is the prophecy. It was written by an elven wild elf, like a wild elf prophetess.
All right.
You did not know it was in their manor. That is a secret that he reveals to you.
I gladly accept this bargain. Do we shake hands?
Give,
Prick?
give the book to the mutant, Otwin. She does not know she is one of our toys.
Got you.
When you have done all this, you may return to these waters for safety, for our armies will protect you. Fail, be forbidden from the waters, and face the rise of the interloper.
I do not fail.
See that you don't. And then like the waters like burble up as this thing like starts to sink down, and its face disappears eventually, and the waters grow placid eventually, and then the faces they bring a boat, just a simple Johnny boat, and then like begin to disappear as well. And um, Alexandrite, you didn't see any of this. The night sky just looked normal to you.
I believe we have a ball to attend.
It's nighttime. Probably late into the night, 3, 4 in the morning. If you were to, you could probably row to make it into the Hoffenmoor, which is probably why they gave you the boat. You could also try to travel by foot through the Dawnwater Rookery. To do that, you would have to travel through the Rookery, which would be like a bunch of noble people traveling through the bad part of town.
Rowing it is.
All right, so how are the two characters connected again? Did he witness all of this, of course? Or are we not together yet?
Albrecht, Maximilian, and Julianos are together. Alexandrite, she was off, like guarding to this meeting.
All right. Well, then I turned to the comrade that was with me, and I'm like, what do you suppose all that was about? I had no idea we were going to meet that guy. I mean, I knew something was going to happen, but whoa.
Julianus chuckles. Ah, but we have come to serve the leech.
What's interesting for Julianos is like this is one of the very dark powers you've swore to defeat, and now you're hoping to use its power to save the city, or whatever your motivation is. It may just you just may want money or whatever. I don't know. Maybe you have a drug habit. I don't know what's going on.
Well, the mission before us seems pretty clear. What do you propose our plan should be?
They glance over to trying to find everybody's names.
Some things that you would know, Albrecht. You would know that he's talking about the Geritect. Let me make sure that I'm not spoiling anything here.
Well, it seems like a breaking and entering job, and we're not thieves so much as we are in charge of it, so I propose that we hire some thugs to assist us. What do you think?
Was there a ball or something like that we were going to attend, or am I thinking of a different?
You, in fact, do have an invitation to a ball. It is the forefeast of the coming convocation. The convocation, I don't know what to compare it to in real life, but I guess like Congress. Like it's like, but they only meet in an octennial. They only meet every 8 years, and this is the 7th year of 4. 7th year of 4 octennials. So they have decided to meet a year early, which is causing quite a stir.
And that's taking place at the manor that we want to get to.
It's taking place in 7 days, which you can't help but note that
okay.
What the being said about what is happening in 7 days. But there's a feast.
Yeah, we gotta get this job done before then.
There's a feast in 4 days. And I was going to note the Einenornes. I'm looking for. Well, anyways, I don't have any handouts that don't have spoilers, but there's one elven family. The city is humanocentric, and that has been a problem for you, Albrecht, because you have had to fight your way up pretty hard as a little person. But there's one exception to that other than yourself, and that is that there is a noble family of elves. And
I hate them. I already know I hate
they don't like you, yeah, because they're very insular, and you would know them as kind of, well, very insular. Like they don't, they're the most impenetrable of the noble houses, and you'd say that they don't have much of a PR department. But they have a manor in Sky Hollow Towers, and that's where their seat of power is. But you don't have any ends yet. You don't have like a guy on the inside or anything, and your power base is waning. So.
Well, that's why the guy's offer is appealing. Or the god's offer, I should say. Well, leave it to my fellow players to discuss a plan, and I'll listen.
In the meantime, do you all head back to Dammerung, and you'll probably make it back by sunrise. Don't worry, I won't impose any kind of conditions for not sleeping. You probably couldn't sleep right now after that, but do you choose to go back through the rookery, or do you want to try to go all the way around? Like, where do you want to go, first of all? Or do you want to make a plan first? I'm not telling you what to do, but this will just tell me what's thing to be on.
Well, I mean, if we can do this tonight, that'd be cool.
You can try.
That's what I'm saying. We need to hire thugs. Where's a good place to hire thugs? And at least, if we're not doing it tonight, let's get the hiring thugs part of it out of the way.
Things you would know about the city. The city is extremely repressed and that's I forgot to note that the religious authorities have cracked down on your trade, and it's legitimate trade, much of it. And yet your money, your debts are rising, and your money's dwindling because there are no ships coming to harbor. Supplies are being intercepted by the Zweihanders and stuff like that. So there are all these patrols of Holy Guard that patrol the streets at night, looking for anybody that's out after at nighttime. Less so in the rookery. The rookery is more the lawless side of the city. It's actually the sewage, the drainage of the city, and that's where all the poor people live. And then Handlaren is the city, kind of the city marketplace, the square, and where all the merchants are, and that's also where your office is, the Untitled Traders. Hoffenmoor is the port, and the Sky Hollow Towers is where the nobles live. And then you have like the actual seat of power in the halls, called Castle Avrenspire. And then there's a military castle, fortress.
We should probably head in through via the rowing, and I guess to see if we can, if anybody can use their contacts to find out somebody on the inside, figure out what we're dealing with, and yeah, kind of take it from there. Because then, if pretty much what we're supposed to see what we're working with before. We could have thugs raid the place. We could cause a distraction. Accuse them of heresy.
What do you think, Maximilian?
I'm
And
not
Alexandrite? No, I'm asking Maximilian and Alexandrite.
Oh, I
That's
didn't
what threw me off.
feel part of the group. I thought I was still waiting at the dock.
Oh, Well, I mean, you were guarding them, right? So you're
Yeah, but
presumably
I didn't
nearby.
know whether or not they were still at the end of the dock or.
It's a long, slow walk to, from the dock to the end of the dock. I don't know.
Okay, well, you're back with them.
Yeah. Like
We're all
we'll
together.
explain. All right, we've got a job to do. There's a holy text in the Elven Manor that we need to heist up. Uh, do I happen to know anyone in the Elves? Do I
Yeah,
have any contacts there?
let's take a look. You'll make a skill check for that. Um,
Oh boy.
and if anybody sees it first, you tell me. I'll give you some options here. Rumor. Um, that's all I'm seeing. I don't like that though. I feel like actually rumor would probably be the best one. You definitely, all of you will need to try to find ways in to build this power base in enough time to pull this off. So you're not starting with a lot of social power, but you can build it. You can try to find inroads. But yeah, you can make a rumor skill check to see what you would know.
How do we do that?
Oh, it would be any skill rank you have is a +10 plus your fellowship.
I'll be right back.
All right.
I think I succeeded.
Yeah, you succeeded quite well. Let me see what you would know. And I apologize. There's going to be a little jankiness because I'm actually using an adventure guide, as if I were a DM, a new game master running this. So I'll have to kind of go back and forth to use that because the whole point is to test it. Even though it's in a rough form. Here's what you would know. I'll give you three rumors that you've heard from the Sky Hollow Towers. You have heard that Lord Yesenith Einarinere, he's the elder son of House Einarinere. He is much more out there, like much more like he's less insular, more sociable, attends more events and balls and occasions, and has a casual involvement. He also is much more involved in activities within Handlaren, trade and commodities and goods and stuff like that. And you know that he's probably the more cosmopolitan of House Einarinere. It would be not too hard to find him during the day in Frezia Tower, or at least by asking around. Frezia Tower is sort of like the, what do you call it, the arcade of places where you can go and engage with the aristocracy.
What'd you say his name was?
His name is Yesenith Einarinere. Yesanith. You have also heard that there is a bit of a row between House Einarinere and many of the merchants in Handlaren and the tradesmen. It is unusual that Albrecht would not have known, because that would be something, and this is just something that your character would know and Albrecht might not yet. And you could tell him or not tell him.
I'll share everything.
In order for that to happen, they would have to go behind his back. But you've heard rumors that there's some discontent, that they provided some goods to House Einarinere provided some sort of trade partnership with tradesmen in Handlaren, and that it's beginning to fall apart. So there's a pressure point there. And most of the tradesmen are in Handlaren. Most of the people out at night are workers working under lamplight. Like if merchants were out, they would probably ask you questions. At least at 4 in the morning. Well, actually, I suppose your day is starting. Actually, that makes more sense. You're just like, you know, I am pure and holy, and I rise at 2 in the morning to begin my work by 3, or whatever. And I owe you a third rumor. You have heard that the elder of House Einer has a sort of sycophant relationship to House Bridehard. House Bridehard is the elder house of the halls, like the kind of the president of this merchant republic. Why they have that relationship, you don't know, but you have heard that anytime anything is asked of House Einer, they bend over backwards for House Bridehard and for the convocation.
Hey, yeah, I'll share all the juicy tidbits that I know.
Do we have any inside people in the other house that they bend over backwards for?
House Bridehard. It is unlikely that. I guess you could make a. This would be. I would imagine Lord Maximilian again would make like a leadership test or a. Let me see what else it could be.
Charm.
A charm test. But it would be arduous because House Bridehard has some issues with it. House Bridehard has no heir, and they are, what do you call it when a group of nobles is starting to age themselves out? They're all old and none have an heir, and so part of the convocation is this crisis of, like, you know, who's going to rule, and part of the reason probably trade groups are starting to undermine Albrecht and there's this movement is people are trying to take advantage of this chaos.
Here's a proposal. Could I perhaps make a heal check? See if I've had any of these aging individuals under the knife.
Nice. That's cool. Yes. Ow. Like you'd be the dude to do that. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I'm going to say that would be a routine check and you can roll to succeed.
All right. Well, I have an intelligence of 53 and I rolled a 44 and there was some other stuff, so I think I did it.
Okay. Absolutely. And I will reveal to you your the person who is under your knife that is regularly bled of his humors. In the Sky Hollow Towers, actually it would be in the halls. I will give you a contact. Let me look at both of them and figure out which creepy old uncle would be best suited for this. I think the very best one would be this one. You bleed the humors of Lord Gunther Bridehard, who ails particularly of jaundice. His limbs often stiff and swollen like an animal carcass that has laid dead for a long time. And Gunther Bridehard is one of the brothers of Adelgus Bridehard, the elder of the convocation, the lead elder. He often makes no sense and often commits faux pas. He seems kind of senile, but every once in a while he'll say something with perfect clarity, unexpectedly.
Can I make a scrutinize check to see if I know anything about this particular gentleman that could either be used as blackmail or a way in to have his favor?
You can, but I think you would need to probably go see him to do that.
Okay. Alright.
I muted myself. His moments of clarity. Is there any discernible pattern to it?
They are often very overarching and wise. So it often involves the totality of the history of Dammerung and the Old Kingdom. So he'll often say that it'll be some specific piece of history, like, you know, because the houses came in here only several decades ago. They're actually from Silvermine. These structures in the Sky Hollow Towers that make up the weird shapes that humans couldn't make, they were here before. They were like strange ruins. He talks about what led to them making the exodus here. He talks about the oracles, how the oracles created this religious fervor with the prophecy of the Geritect, and how people came here, set their lives aside, and built this place. So many people died in order to be able to do that. Go ahead, Mark.
Oh, no, I was talking to my cat.
Oh, okay. He talks about how the elves are probably. He once mentioned that the elves are afraid of their heritage and ashamed.
As they should be.
I could see this gnome saying that. Yes, yeah, yes, with a crooked nose and everything. Yeah. Old gnome, yeah. Does any of that help?
Maybe we could dig a little deeper into exactly what part of that history they're ashamed of. I'm thinking if there's a way.
They're elves. I mean, that's all you need to know.
There's something for.
So
I think
are you all
used
discussing
to
this
it.
openly with each
I think
other?
so.
Okay, Alexandra, what do you think they should do?
As they're talking, can I do an awareness check to make sure there's nothing going on?
Well,
Like anyone looking around, looking towards them?
yeah, but I have a question to clarify that. What are you all doing? Are you staying out here on this abandoned dock as the sun is rising, and you're going to try to make it back into town in sunrise, or are you using the
think
boat?
we're
Yeah,
walking and
in
talking
daylight.
very
Avoid all
slowly
the
and talking.
inquisitors.
Okay.
Is there a breakfast joint around here somewhere?
Not here. You would need to get back to Handlaren, Hoffenmoor, or the towers.
Where do the dock workers eat?
Hoffenmoor.
They don't.
This is true too. Actually, that's a good point. Yeah. Okay, so you're waiting and you're talking to each other. Yes, you can make an awareness check. Yeah, and it would be standard.
Well, actually, I have a +10 on awareness.
Oh, I just mean that it's not especially
okay.
difficult. It's not like yeah.
Okay, so I rolled a 41, and my intelligence is 50%. So does that mean?
You pass.
Okay.
You can see that the sun is just beginning to crest the devouring sea. I'm sorry, no, it comes the other direction. It's coming from opposite the devouring sea, over top of Dammerung. If you see the city, you can see smoke and hear chickens and dogs from the rookery, and you can smell the human filth and sweat and people out and about. And the sun is beginning to rise, and you can look around and you can see that no one has been here in a long time. You're not sure why. I think the thing that you notice with your awareness is what you don't see, which is there's no way that they met with anybody. There's no indication that there was actually anyone here for them to meet.
Okay. I guess with that, as they're talking, when it gets to a point, I guess, where I could interject, I would probably go and say, it may be time to go to away from here.
Well,
Somewhere.
there's a breakfast joint where the dock workers eat. I'm looking for it.
Yeah, and probably Albert doesn't know this, but I bet it's like literally a place that they pretend to make up just for him, because he's so important. Like they make it look like there's a place where people can eat breakfast, but that's like all the food they have, and that's how they can make a little bit of money. It's from Albert.
Really? Okay, well, I'll live with my delusion. I just figured, early morning dock workers.
Should probably row our way in and avoid the rookery.
All right.
No, the rookery is where we're gonna find our thugs.
Oh, you want to stop in the rookery?
Well, maybe we can do that tomorrow night.
Okay. Um,
We've been out all night.
I'm gonna see if anybody can see you all. You're able to row in under the moss-covered, often abandoned boardwalks and docks into the Hoffenmoor. As you enter Hoffenmoor, I'm going to bring my thing up to practice using it. Let's see here. Hoffenmoor.
You would probably see like the nobles, and then right behind them is this like tall, armored person, just completely armored.
Muscle, straight up muscle.
Yeah, and you see like a giant two-handed sword, but you can't really tell male or female. But just walking a couple paces right behind.
Yeah.
And constantly looking.
As you approach, the sun has now risen. You smell salt and brine of the devouring sea next to you, and you smell the rot of fishmongers and hear seagulls. And it's a densely packed dock, crowded in terms of what it could support. But you notice that the dock itself, other than fishing vessels and just a couple of cutters, there are no merchant vessels. And this has been a problem for you, Albert. This is kind of sums up your problem, is when you make it to the dock, you see no foreign traders because they have not been permitted to trade. And
that's why there's no food for the dock workers, because there's not enough dock workers, there's not enough ships. The entire economy is breaking down.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible.
Yeah, and the noble class is basically cannibalizing what's left, from a top-down kind of way from the church and the Holy Guard out. So anyways, as you're able to row the boat up into the Hoffenmoor without being detected, no one takes notice of you. You can see the different shipping businesses that used to be more vibrant, and a lot of them have simply boarded up. There are fishmongers and dock workers here. They take no notice of you. And then further down, kind of on the edge here, is actually a little, what do you call that? A little thing of land that just juts right out from a coast.
Peninsula?
Yeah, a little peninsula that breaks the water, where it's grassy, and it's one of the nicer parts of town. You can see a nice grassy area leading up a hill to an old abbey, the Abbey of St. Cuthbert. And
it's ugly. It bothers me.
the bells have started for the morning. Morning matins has begun here. Yeah, that's what you see when you make it to Hoffenmoor. Do you want to go and try to have your breakfast?
Well, now that we found the dock workers, I'll ask them, where did we go for breakfast?
And he's like, they're pulling up like nets of fish, and and he's missing teeth and everything. He's like, yeah, breakfast, eh? Breakfast, master. And he grabs a fish and he bites its part of it off, and it tears off like the skin from like the parts of where his teeth are missing and everything. He's like, here's breakfast, master. And he throws a fish at you. Like,
Then I
get
spit at
breakfast.
him.
Yeah, you're used to this kind of treatment as a little person. He probably doesn't realize who you are.
I'm gonna put a hex on him, man.
Do you
Can I
have?
do that?
Yeah, I mean, what kind of spell do you have?
Uh,
You'll take a chaos point, but that's okay.
Oh man. Oh,
So
let me think.
I
Wait,
forgot to
where's
mention, I was going to go over corruption. Do you see on your all's character sheet where you have the thing that slides between chaos and order? I forgot to note, and I don't want to cheat you all, that being a good person is actually pretty highly rewarded. It's just very, very difficult because when you go all the way into order, you gain a free one of these, which is huge, right? For the next session, a free one. But if you go in the opposite direction into chaos, you gain a disorder every single time, which could be like, but spitting. Actually, you can take a chaos point for spitting on a poor person. I would probably make it a major offense, so you would actually take another 7 corruption.
All right, wait. I'm already at full cast. Now what do I do?
You start over.
All right.
If you stay below it, there's a chance that you won't gain a disorder, but you've already gained one for this session at the end here in 20 minutes.
All right. So I erase them all and make my corruption 1.
Yeah, because you spit on somebody. Yeah.
It was worth it.
So so for example, for disorders, I've got deranged hero, hophead, gambler's lament. These are just addictions. Dreadful phobia, an obsession with clawing things,
Can I hit
pyromania.
market chaos? Would I get corruption for doing that?
Oh yeah, that would be a major corruption. You would immediately gain a disorder.
All right. Well, I'm doing it.
Okay. In the streets in full view of everyone. I think.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, you said that.
Oh no! Don't make me have to do stuff.
Yeah. And the campaign ended. I hope you all enjoyed it.
We're just kind of. I think we do need to start making plans for what happens when he gets swallowed up by the earth in like 5 minutes.
Agreed.
We should move on. I was trying to wonder for our characters. It'd be good if our characters could go somewhere like to eat, but actually like sit down and discuss. But I'm not sure if it's really suspicious that we're all in any that we're together at all.
I assume that I have a place.
One of the things of
residence.
note. Well, actually, a couple of things. Yes, you each have a place of residence because you're Dammerungians, except for Alexandrite. Alexandrite, we got to figure out what to do with your Zweihander. It's probably at someone's house hidden. Or, if you're following the law, it's checked in at the fortress. And you'll have to, like, check it out and leave the city to get it. Because no one is allowed to have large weapons. You can only have a small weapon.
Need to get you a large instrument case.
Yeah, or figure out a way to hide it or sneak it. Then somebody might find out. Anyways, places you have. First of all, Albrecht, you could still have your breakfast here if you wanted. It would be something that they put here just for you. And they probably have. Because they don't have anything like that. They don't have, like, cafes here. That doesn't...
Well, fine. If we're gonna, and I'm under the illusion that all the guys that work for me get to eat this fancy cafe food all the time, because obviously it's right here.
Obviously, yeah. Obviously. I'll say that it costs you a silver shilling. You have what, 20 silver shillings? No, I won't say that. That's too much. I'll say it costs...
My credit card.
I'll say it costs a couple of brass pennies each for a nice breakfast. But you have your food for the day that way.
There you go.
Others can attempt to see if they can tell that this is all a charade. Like, but anyways, places that you have Albrecht, you have the Inten Traders headquarters. So you basically have like a lair and a few loyal staff, and then Maximilian, I would say you probably have a sort of apartment, possibly in Frezia Tower, the large tower. Or even possibly like some sort of store office front or something. You probably do house calls, don't you?
Yeah.
And then Julianus, I would imagine you probably live somewhere near the fortress, which is an interesting problem as well.
Yeah. 'Cause, yeah, we should go somewhere and sit down and discuss what our options are and what we discovered so far. Because right now I'm thinking if we can get the old gentleman, figure out a way to use him to get our way in to the elves because they're willing to bend backwards, be it by um, blackmailing that guy, finding out something that we can just use in whatever kind of way. Um, Another thing is if we can figure out what these particular thing is bothering the elves that they're trying to hide from their past, if we can use that against them more to an advantage. Um, because something my character could potentially do is like, oh, I detect a little bit of heresy. All we have to do is do a raid. I just grab the thing, go, oh yeah, this is evidence. Do off I go. Um,
Another possible pressure point is that eldest son guy who likes to go and hang out in the casinos and get into trade relationships. You know, we've got a merchant guy. Maybe he's up to no good or something. We could investigate there and lean on him a bit.
yeah,
I'm a
that's
little
doable.
worried with the Brightheart guy. He's because he's very powerful, right? So if we like mess that up, if we
Yeah, no,
twist the
that's
knife the wrong way, that could be a problem. But this kid over here, we might be able to lean on him a bit more easily.
yeah, that's probably the best direction to go. Yeah.
Okay, so
Anybody else?
do you go to? That sort of makes sense depending on what lead you want to follow. Do you go to Julianus's house near the fortress? Do you go to Maximilian's house near the towers, or Albrecht's offices near the Inten Traders?
Albert's got a cafe and everything. Apparently, he's got like amenities.
He is one of the most important people in the city. Yes.
That's why I have so many enemies.
Yes, I was just saying I want to eat his amenities. Let's head over there.
I have a food taster even.
All right, so you go to Handleren, to the merchant
Sounds
quarter.
sounds good.
All right, this is where I'm going to start with this.
And probably Ross, my Zweihander is probably hidden somewhere in his headquarters.
That makes sense to me. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I would probably have like a short sword or something too, because if I'm supposed to bodyguard, I should have something
Sure.
on hand.
Yeah. Take a
So
short
probably
sword
like a
and
short,
yeah,
like a short sword and shield or something like that.
yeah, yeah. You could say that it's kind of like under a cloak behind you, and you've got like a what do you call it, a targe or whatever, or a buckler and a yeah, and a small blade of some kind. Okay. All right. So you travel to Handleren, and I got a 2. Let me see what I got here. 2. And then I'm also going to go to Handleren. So you travel along in the day. The workers have long already been out. Everybody looks gaunt and almost a look of kind of frenzied desperation in their eyes. Everyone is hungry in this city. The city is starving. But nonetheless, the people are faithful. And as you travel from the Hoffenmoor across a couple of blocks and cross a bridge into the main offices of the guild's halls and Intenpide traders, you can see on the near side of a bridge that some workers are unloading a wagon, and they are singing songs of praise to the gods, and just as important, litanies of hatred toward the powers of darkness. And yeah, that's at the bridge. I'll show you where you're at, actually. You all know this whole city, so it's not like it's a secret. Intenpide Traders is here on this corner. One of the main areas across from the plaza, the city square. And also everybody can make a, what do you call it? Perception is awareness checks.
Awareness. Do I have a... Oh, I'm not a Viking. Okay.
Mm.
Ooh, 800. 48.
I am not very aware.
The cool thing is I don't set the DC. You can just tell me if you pass. It's a routine, so 0% change to it.
I'm
I'm trying to
paying
get-
too much attention to my charges to pay attention to everything else around me.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Dogs are just really
All
going at
right.
it today.
I rolled a 94. That's bad, isn't it?
Yeah. You just don't
All right,
know.
can I spend one of those things to re-roll it?
You can, but it becomes mine. Do you wish to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. I have one now. You can re-roll it.
All right. I still fail.
Okay.
Oh no.
Anyone else hear a murder, or was that just me?
Did anybody...
So we're trying to get... if my perception's 54, I'm trying to get under 44, right?
Yeah, unless you have a skill in it, and then it's under that plus 10.
Okay, I do not have one in awareness. That hurts my heart, but okay, I have failed.
Okay, so no one passed? Is that
Can I
right?
spend another thing, man?
Yeah, you want to spin another one?
We need to kill him
It seems
before
like a
he kills
critical
us.
moment.
The group gets to it's a group resource, so y'all can it's up to you all as a group. What y'all want to hang on? I get these every time you spin one. I get to use it, and I'm running out of time, so I'm going to find ways to use it.
Oh, we should be very cautious with these. Is that a chocolate dollar?
It is. That's all I got.
Nice.
My
It's very-
perception
your
isn't
real life awareness
high.
is quite high.
My perception isn't high enough to risk it. Anyone else got a good perception roll?
I think this sounds completely unimportant.
Okay. Yes.
I know, but I'm a
taking
DM, and the more unimportant it sounds, the more it is.
We'll
Get
keep,
all suspicious.
so as you approach the center of the city, the buildings here are very densely packed. Some of them are shambled together, and they look like they've been quickly built, but then built on top of those things that have been quickly built over a long period of time. You can see people here building and working on things, even as the sun is rising where it's being blocked. They've been working under lantern light for a long time with heavy bags under their eyes, straining in silence and things like that. There are signs for different businesses. A lot of the businesses have already long been open for the day. And the Intenpide traders, they're the ones that deal with dockmasters, bureaucrats, shipwrights, diplomats, bay pilots, bosuns, everything like that. And you make it to your office.
Really, anything that starts with a B, they're in charge of.
That's exactly how they categorize the city.
It's
just-
the officer B, the B
Yes.
office.
And anyways, yeah, you make it in, and you're able to make it into your office. It's a little cramped for like big people. But you have perfect privacy here, and in fact, you could try to hide things. You basically have kind of your own lair. So we've only got about 20 minutes left. Sounds like you guys want to make a plan.
I want to hire some assassins and thugs. What do you want? You.
Well, I think that will come in. I'm thinking that's going to come into play following what we can find out from that guy. Because if we can, really, any way we can get information out of that guy.
You're talking about the eldest son, Einer the elder son?
Yeah. Yeah. We could even just like become friends with him or something like that. We just got to get into that house.
Maybe there's some
Well,
merchant
seeing as
friends
I'm
around.
so
We could find out about
important,
his business dealings.
Yeah. Ooh. And that would
can I make arrangements not to get me in, but to get him in by my what's the word I'm looking for? Suggestion,
Who let this
request,
horse in here?
to like discuss business.
You could send a correspondence to House Einer and Ray, specifically requesting Sky Hollow Towers, Einer and Ray, Yesenith, Lord Yesenith. And in fact, Lord
That's
Maximilian, you would know that this sort of thing is very common. It would be easy to send a messenger and set up a casual but private meeting, probably in Fresia Tower.
I
that's
think
the
while they were
proposal.
talking initially, she's probably leaning against one of the walls by the door and twiddling with some sort of dagger in her hand. And while they're talking, she would just make a remark of, "Is there a timeline?" Because she wasn't there, so she doesn't know. I
days.
know, but she doesn't know.
We have 5 days.
Are you
Actually, I
also?
think we got.
Are you? You said you're. Where are you standing at when you're doing this?
Probably by the door,
Okay. Make a
because
an awareness check and flip to succeed.
34 and my intelligence, or perception is 52.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
as you're saying that, you're looking outside, and you're like playing with that dagger, and you can see that guildsmen are starting to bully some of the tradesmen that the Inton Traders Incorporated work for, or that work for them. Basically, some of Alberic's people are being bullied by some of the guildsmen and artisans, and there's an argument that's forming outside. I would imagine that's when you're like, "Do we have a timeline?" Because you're starting to sense that there's a sort of timeline one way or another. Like Albrecht is starting to reach the end of his political power soon.
The meeting was 7 days yesterday, but now it's the next day, so it's 6 days from now at the end of the week.
This is day one. This is day one.
Okay, this is day one. Okay, so we have 7 days then.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know why I miscounted.
And I think at that point, she would probably peek her head through the door and just shout at those artisans, "You want to try me?"
Okay. You can make a. Gosh darn it! Where is it? The intimidate check.
Okay. Oh, that was a failure.
They turn and push one of
Maybe because my helmet is like masking some of the like intimidation, it kind of comes out squeaky.
They push one of the guildsmen, not guildsmen, sorry, the merchants out of the way, and they say, one of them's like, I think I'd like that very much. And they can see like the sign, like Inton Traders, and three of them come at you all with knives to the entrance to fight Alexandrite, and you can roll for initiative.
Oof.
Okay, so how do you roll
Right.
for initiative in this?
Um,
Is it a d20 or do we roll something else?
you roll something else, so you'll roll a 1d10 plus your initiative bonus.
We each roll it, or is it group initiative?
You each roll it. Yeah, it actually makes a huge difference to have individual initiative in this game because of all the combat options that you have and all the tactics.
17.
Let's see here. 17. And other people don't have to participate in this if you don't want. Like you could just say, Alexandrite, you got this, or you can help. It's up to you.
I'm gonna discreetly cast a spell. I don't know if it'd be that obvious, but hey.
You're behind something as long as you could get line of
Yeah.
sight and start working a
Like
spell.
I'm probably literally like looming in the doorway.
Yeah.
Because I would expect that the door frame's probably like not like average height, but like a little bit below.
Right.
So I'm having to like duck a little bit.
Let's see. All right, I got their stats here. Let's
Right
see.
now it's a D10 plus what now?
D10 plus your initiative bonus.
Where do I find initiative bonus?
It's probably on the second. Well, you have a tab, so
Second, yes, the second one there under
Trace and trappings.
yeah, it should be.
I get
Julianus.
above talents and traits, right above that.
Okay, what did you get, Alexandrite?
I got 9 plus 8, so 17.
17. And Maximilian?
3 plus 8 is 11. Do I get something for my weapons?
That's right. You get a
Initiative bonus?
plus 10. I think you go to the top because of you have a dagger.
That's scary.
What about a short sword?
I will look that up later. Please remind me. I'm so sorry. I know that you get different bonuses for different weapons. It's quite complex.
It feels
actually.
important.
I want to make sure
now.
that you get bonuses for your Zweihander, but a short sword, I'm willing to say, and I won't give the enemy any bonuses either. Anyways, let's see. So, Maximilian, what does that make yours?
21.
21. Okay, and then would you get Albrecht?
I believe I have 5, roll of 5 plus 11, I think.
Makes sense. So,
All right. 5
16.
plus 11.
And then Julianos.
14.
14. Okay, the first person able to act is Maximilian.
All right, great. How does stabbing people work?
If you want to stab somebody, you would have to close the distance with them, which I'd say with your movement you can do, and then you'll make a combat check to see if you can hit them at all. And they can attempt to parry you. And I'll move you onto kind of a faux tabletop here so you can kind of visualize this if you wish. But in the meantime, what are your intentions? You want to try to run out and stab them, solve this problem early?
And
Your scissors?
would I be able to do that and then run back behind my large friend afterward?
You could.
Or would I just be running right into the fray?
I'll literally like put it here as if they're out here, right? The problem is that you're inside this building having a meeting, and she's the one near the door. So my thought is that you probably can't make it out and make it back in that amount of time.
Is it possible to like hold my
Yes.
turn until after she goes?
Absolutely.
I would like to do that.
Okay, you hold your turn. Is it to attack them if they come in or something?
Yeah, if they come near me, I want to shank.
Okay. I'm gonna put 3 criminals out here. And okay, so the next person able to go is Alexandrite.
Okay. Quick question before I go. Because I was gonna use monstrous leap, but it says a brawn bonus. Do I know what what brawn bonus I have?
So it's just
Or
the first digit of your brawn attribute.
okay, so for every 3 points, I can move 3 additional feet. So I can move. Okay, so my movement is 7. So then I can move 3 additional feet. Then, so would that take me all the way up to them, or do I need that much?
I'll say that you could make it to them and even make it halfway back if you wanted, but opportunity attacks are free in this game, meaning
Okay.
that you can do it every round. Opportunity attacks.
Okay. I'm probably going to try to better intimidate, so I'm gonna jump horizontally 3 feet ahead, and jump all the way to the guy in the middle.
So you
So I'm
want to
guessing.
do you want to do a perilous stunt, which would be something like making a you could try to stun them, jumping through the air and see if you can stun one and then attack the other, like crack on the skull and then like attack another one. Okay, so
Yeah, why not?
that'll take all of your action points to do. So you're
Okay.
going to be out there at that point. So you would
Okay.
need to make an athletics check.
Okay. Athletics
Um,
is 1. Okay.
And it's a little different. You just use your first digit and add your toughness first digit. I know that sounds weird, but I'm contesting it, so I'm also doing it.
Okay, so I would need to do.
Toughness is toughness
Is brawn.
brawn. So you would do the first digit of brawn plus you would roll for toughness as a D10, the first digit of it.
Okay.
And you got to beat a you have to beat a 10.
Well, if I add the brawn 4 to
And
that,
remember
I
that you
got
guys have these, and they reset
got
each session.
because I rolled a
Easy.
10. I rolled a 10 on the D10, and then plus 4 is 14.
So you pass anyway. So you jump in the air and you clock one in the face, and he's stunned and falls back and loses his round, and now you can attack the other one if you want.
Okay. And so I would just roll a percentage for an attack, or
Now you make a combat check. So it's
okay. So I would roll a D10 plus 6 then,
and it's
for combat?
it's martial melee is the skill.
which I have. Oh no, I don't have it. I have simple melee.
Well, what is simple? That you could use simple melee. Sorry.
Okay, I wasn't sure which one would fit.
Yeah, that's
Because I
fine.
had martial melee and then I changed it because I was looking in the Zero book and it said something about simple melee
Sure.
for sword swords. Okay, but it is a D10 plus the first digit, or
D10. So it's actually it's D8. No. You just make a check first. So you roll a D100 to see if you can hit him or if you're going to miss. And actually, I think I got that wrong. It is the first digit. It's a combat. The first digit of combat plus the skill, and then I'm going to roll to see if I can parry it.
okay. So I roll a D10 then.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Plus combat. Okay. 8 plus 14.
14. You're able to overcome his parry. He brings up a blade, and you just like clang through it, and sparks fly through the air, and you can roll for damage.
Okay. Is that a D6 or a D10?
So it's a D6 plus the first digit of your combat.
Oh, okay. So
And
something.
if you use one of these, you can pull it all the way up to an automatic 6 and roll another D6. That's the
well, I
really
already
powerful
rolled
thing.
the 6 actually.
Oh damn! So you just roll it again, and on that one you can even add a one and do it 3 times.
So I rolled a 6 and then I roll again. That is actually no. Wait, did I? No, I rolled a 1. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So that would be 7. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. This
That's
one's
okay. Do you want to use one of these?
This,
Session's about over anyway.
yeah. Well, I guess.
Use it. Use it.
Okay, Okay, I'll use it.
Okay, so you got an automatic 6 plus your brawn plus you can roll again.
Okay. So 6 plus 4 plus 2. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So you got a 12. So I don't like that. I'm going to change it. His damage threshold, I'm going to say, is a 4. I don't have my pencil. 4. And then, let's see, 12. So the difference is 6 is 8. So he automatically goes up 2 tracks. So he goes up to... he's moderately wounded. And we'll see what happened to him. And you caused him to crack his elbow backwards. Like, so you'd leap through the air, crack the guy in the face, stunned him, and he's like holding a broken nose now, swung around, knocked someone's parry out of the way, snapped his elbow backwards, he's screaming, and now you sliced him for a bunch of damage, and he's close to dead.
You just hear her laughing.
And you can take a chaos point for that. Because the chaos thing is happening with you for sure. Okay.
Well, it
A
says
chaos
Christmas
thing is
was
happening with
chaos
you.
climate, so yes.
Let's see. She likes people's pain. It's man. This game is gross, man. Maximilian Alexandrite. The next one is Albrecht.
Okay, now the spell hasten speed, does that just affect me, or does that affect
Whoever
like
you
a
want.
group or anyone I
One
pick?
person. But it also
All
has
right.
conditions. Like it will say what it does. But I don't have it up. I mean, I can get it up here though. Find it.
'Cause I was thinking it's kind of like casting haste, but since she already took her action, I was trying to give her another action. All right, might as well do it. I'm going to open up a pit to hell and cast Mark of Chaos upon the biggest, baddest, most aggressive dude on the battlefield. That's not us, the enemy.
Is your intention? So if you're going to turn them into a chaos beast, what is your intention in doing that? Because I have an idea of what would happen.
I want them to suffer
Oof. Okay.
and be helpless before us, and for everyone to witness. You just don't mess with me.
Right. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Mark of Chaos.
No.
So
Everyone to witness the evil demoning might be less than amazing.
so you have
We're
to.
gonna find out.
You have to touch this person in order to bestow the Mark of Chaos.
Oh crap! All right, well then I'm just gonna cast Aegis on myself
Okay.
so I don't get hurt.
Go ahead and attempt to. Well, the first thing is, so you picked Aegis. Now determine how much chaos you want to channel.
I'm just the normal amount.
All right. So you only have 1d6. So now you make an incantation check.
All right, and then that is. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Willpower. Okay, yeah. Incantation. 87?
87. The
That
check.
is horrible.
The check fails. Let me see what.
I want to
happens.
use a thing.
He's going to use them all at once against us at the last minute.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead and make the check. Yeah.
All right. $38.
All right.
Oh.
I'm gonna make it fail.
Ah!
All right.
Cool.
Hey, it's better than some things I could do. Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
I'll
Okay.
take it. I'll take it.
The next one is
His name is
Julianus.
still young.
Right. Julianos kind of strolls out in all his Inquisitor glory and says, "Ah, is it to be 3 for the gallows?"
Oh
Kind of
God.
looks at them.
Are you're gonna invoke being a Versigner then?
Yeah, I think
Whoa.
under the circumstance, this is actually an acceptable thing because this is there's people. I'm out, just
Yeah.
minding my business, and suddenly a fight breaks out, and he's just I don't think he's quite allowed to let this kind of stuff happen.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So
I
kind of
think
walks out.
you can make a either an interrogation check, or an intimidation check, or a leadership check, and you can roll to succeed, and this will be trivial for you. But I'm going to mark that a Zweihander was found here involved in this.
Okay. Trivial, you said? Okay, I don't have things in that, so I need... That's fellowship. I'm going to need a 54 or lower, I believe.
And you can pick any of those skills.
Hey-oh! Well, a 5.
What's the second digit? Oh, 5 total.
Yeah,
So
5.
it's 0,
yeah.
5. Yeah, okay. So they immediately back off, and like one's holding his broken nails and speaking out of it like this, and the other one's got a cracked elbow, and yet they're like, Lord, please, please. And they actually like drop to their knees. You can smell urine, and they're like, please, my Lord. It's just a misunderstanding. It's just a misunderstanding.
Kind of leans in. Indeed it was. Be on your way.
And they are on their way, if everyone will allow for that. Is everybody okay with that? Except for Alexandrite, that's like tasted blood and is like, I think I'd rather kill them, but okay. I mean,
She'd probably like move her head over, but you can't see her like defeated face, like downcast face, because she's like, but in her head, because she's like, but. She's kind of the pouting at this moment. She's like, I want to attack. I want to do it.
right. Okay.
Kind of does the, like, looks at each individual outside. Like, not like, just kind of like, really? Come on, guys. Right?
I'm gonna cheat. So I didn't give any points of order. So I'm trying to think. Did you guys do anything good that I missed? Like,
Certainly not.
okay, I was just checking.
Everything we've done is good. Every single thing.
Well, I mean, we did spare those guys' lives. I mean, there was a lot of
That-
murder
you know
and
what, I agree
torture
with
that
that.
didn't
That's a good
happen
point.
there.
Lives.
I agree.
I was gonna say slit their throats.
That's actually a
Yeah, I
great
was
point.
I was in the torture camp. Like, let's find out who sent these guys.
I
But we were
only
like,
broke one of their
you guys
noses
can go
and just
about your
broke their
lives.
elbows, so I mean, I could have done more than that.
So everybody can
We're
take
easy on you.
3 order ranks. And then let me see. So at the end of the session, we're going to roll for your whether or not you can get fate points or whether or not you get a disorder. Now, Mark, you got a disorder. We'll determine that in a second. But
What's my chaos alignment mean?
it basically each of you have like a
Oh, and
vice,
order alignment.
and then your order alignment is like a good thing in your soul, like a virtue that you have. But anyways, let's see here. There are no order things. Let me find it. I'm sorry. Resetting ranks, offenses, order. I think what I'm going to do is you all can take 3 order ranks. So Mark, you can move yours back toward the center, away from, or however far it goes. Everybody else can take 3, except for I was going to see if one of your things is an offense.
No, I already flipped over in chaos ranks and have a corruption of 1, so I don't have any chaos ranks at the moment.
So if you you don't have any, so you'll take 3 order ranks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, let's see here. Gaslighting a loved one, defacing a tomb, bullying the innocent. They weren't innocent, though. Suffering a moderate injury, using psychological torture, threatening violence upon the innocent. I'm just going to leave you with 1 chaos rank because they did threaten you all. So just the fact that you like delighted in it and drew on your chaos. That's all. So it's just 1. 1 corruption.
Who was that, me or?
Yeah, just Alexandrite. Everybody else takes 3. So now you have 2. Everyone else has 3. So
Okay.
now, let's see here. Everybody would roll a D10, roll a d10 corruption die and compare to your corruption points. If the roll is equal to or less than the number of corruption gained, so nobody has corruption right now, right?
Has corruption.
Corruption gained. If the result rolled is more than the number of corruption gained, they increase their order rank by 1 step.
And it's a bad thing, but if I roll above a 1, which is anything but a 1, I get an order rank.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so if I have a 1 in order and I rolled a 7.
So, I'm sorry, say that again.
So I have 1 order rank and I rolled a 7.
Okay, so you would gain another order rank, and you'll keep that for the next session. And basically, and that goes for all of you all, like, I think everybody just gets an order rank because nobody has corruption. What were you saying, Mark? You faded out.
Oh, I had rolled an 8, which is above 1, and therefore I got an order.
Okay, yeah, so everybody gains
Now,
1 order rank.
in the form, I get a disorder or something?
Yeah, so I'll go over that in a second. So for everybody, with your order ranks, if you can gain enough order it's hard because you basically have to end the session with enough order to roll and go over into your order alignment. Does that make sense? Like you only gained 1 for the whole session. You gained 1 order, so that would be almost by the end.
We did another good thing though.
What'd you do?
We made a fair and honorable agreement with a stranger.
Yeah, that's definitely not. In fact, I probably ought to just give everybody a disorder for that one, but
Well, except for me, I wasn't involved with that. I was just guarding.
Okay, but anyways, if you can slowly gain order ranks, you'll get a free one of these that don't count against you, and then, but anyways, disorder. So, Albrecht got a disorder. So I'll give you what is your chaos alignment? What is it?
I just went with what was there already. I went with tyranny.
Tyranny. So I'm going to look at what. So here's some options, and you tell me which ones make the most sense for a disorder related to tyranny. A chaos mutation, and you have been casting magic, so I kind of like that one. An insanity, or an addiction.
I like insanity.
Okay.
Because I already have this delusion thing going.
So here are some options for insanities. The desire to claw things, a clawing obsession. For example, it'll say something like, some need to recite the names. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm so stupid. Not the desire to claw things, a clawing obsession, something that's getting into your mind. Like, you need to recite the names of the villages surrounding your city a number of period of times an hour before you can sleep. Or you need to douse yourself in fetid garlic water and spin around 666 times a night before you can go to sleep. And something is like...
Those is much more dramatic than the other one.
Yeah. There's one called Dark Passenger. And that's
anything related to being delusional.
Basically, Dark Passenger is now you have a voice in your head. Dreadful Phobia, Prophecy of Doom, Pyromania, or Soldier's Heart. Those are the insanities.
I like the voice in my head.
Yeah. You now have a Dark Passenger that will speak to you at your weakest moments, driving you further into chaos at every moment, at every chance it has.
You know, you should eat one more cookie.
Hey, Steve, don't talk about my Dark Passenger. This is a game. Don't talk about mine.
I know it's a Friday. Have one anyway.
It's a Friday. It's a day for enjoying life.